again. That good old yellow tape.
We love a bit of this, don't we? So that's the actual outlet for the tank on this stainless steel tank. This is a 450 litre tank, and that is actually an 1/2 inch BSP thread on there, so it's just a 15mm feed out. So we're just going to come out of that and go that way. So we're just going to use Speedfit fittings. You're probably all know what these are, but if you don't know, I'll just give you a quick idea what they actually do. It's just Meccano pushing stuff together, really. I'll grab a piece of pipe to show you. Inside there you've got an olive and like a grab ring and stuff, and basically all you've got to do with these, I always use these inserts, like a sealed insert, so make sure your ends square. This ain't particularly brilliant, but you basically put your insert into there, push it all the way home. I won't do it on that because they're a bit of a sod to get out, but yeah, you fit that into there, and then all you do is you just slacken that off so it's not tight, slacken that off, and then push it home, and it's, you know, when it's home you can feel it go. And then once you're happy with that it's in the right place, you just give that a turn with your hand, and that's it. That is now watertight.
Good. You know those little things that you put in?
Yeah.
Is that to keep the pipe?
Just to keep the shape of the pipe, yeah. And also it helps if I was, and just to show you how to get the pipe out, you just do it in reverse. You basically undo that, and then you see this little ring just there. Push that back there, and your pipe will come out. Until you push that ring down like that, that pipe won't come out. So you have to hold it in there, pull it out, and that's it really. It's so easy, so easy. But yeah, going back to what Ady is saying about these, if I was to use it on a compression fitting like just there with a nut and olive, and I was to put that in, tighten that up, there's a chance that when I tighten that up that this pipe's going to squeeze and get deformed and lose its shape, and it might go a bit sort of like that, causing it to leak if it's not completely, you know, symmetrical or circular or whatever. So by pushing that in and pushing that all the way in, it gives it a bit of stiffness in the pipe there, and also provides a bit of a seal, because it's got a seal there, the blue seal, and on the end there. So yeah, they're good. I wouldn't use the pipes without it, but I don't think you're supposed to be fair. But yeah, only thing you have to be a bit more aware of when you use those is that if I was to put that in there now and tighten that up, I'll just try and show you with a bit of the pen, and say that's fully home now, that is pushed all the way into that fitting. As soon as you put that into there, because this sits onto this pipe end there, it actually doesn't go in as far. I'll actually show you. I'll push that in. So that was originally where it went to. So, and then see how much difference there is. Yeah, so if you measure, if you're allowing stuff with pipe distances and stuff, you've obviously got to allow for that insert. So yeah, that's it. A good idea. I'm going to come out of that and then go straight into an elbow, because all our plumbing gear for the fresh water is going in this area here in front of the tank, and we haven't got masses of distances. We've got a limited space here, so we're trying to keep everything quite tight. So I'll just trim that end off so it's square. And then pop my insert into that. So that's where that's going to go there now. This is the only awkward thing with using inserts and olives, pipes and fittings, is getting the olive onto the pipe when the inserts aren't in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that goes on really easy at the moment. It says. I think they've actually changed these from when I last used them, and it looked like they might actually go in quite easy now. Yeah, they do go in quite easy. Before, the original ones I used to use used to be really awkward to get over that last bit there. So that goes in to your fitting. Your olive goes up to there, and then as you tighten that up, obviously the olive squeezes up, makes a seal, and then this pipe is going to go onto here. I'm not cutting the length off of them, I'm just going to mark a bit off because I want to try and keep this as close to the tank as I can. So I just need to cut that off right there. You can tell how our boat's not level. Yeah, so you're going to have an insert into there. That's slackened off now and loose, so we should be able to, just in theory, just push that on, push it home, tighten that there. As strange as it seems, that's sealed.
Okay.
It seems weird being able to do that and it not be watertight, but yeah, that's actually when that's obviously that's pulling out there because I haven't tightened that up. But once you've got water in here, it'll pull tight and that'll hold water. It's just a case of not over tightening and not under tightening it. You know what I mean? You can go too mad with these, but you've just got to get a feel for it really. And that's the first bit done. Right, next we're going to put a isolation valve in just here, so we can isolate this tank from the rest of the boat. I'm fitting it that way. I know it's on and off. Once it's on, it's on. Once it's off, it's off. So ideally I'd like to fit it like that, but I don't think there's going to be, I think there is actually room to go that way. I might do it that way to start off with and see. Same thing again. Nut and olive, bit of Speedfit pipe, pop your insert in. Push this up. This is very tight. And then onto this isolation valve. Just need to get those adjustables. go. And that's going to go into there. Push into there. Not quite square, that is. Push it, and then just tighten that up, and there you go, that's in. That won't actually go that way, it'll go like that, that'd be good. Yeah, so basically now, if ever we need to switch the tank off on the rest of the boat, we can just turn it off there. There are other valves that you can get. There's like a slotted screw, like what they call ball fix type valve with a slot in that you can turn with a screwdriver. But for the money, I think you're better off getting these, because these are, when you look down there, the full bore. Some of the valves are, they're like they look like they're 15mm on the outside, but they taper inside, so you don't actually get a full flow of water through it. So these are full bore lever valves, and they tend to be a bit more reliable, because when you turn that after a time, sometimes other valves leak because they haven't been used for a while. But these, even if they haven't been used for a while, there's not saying they aren't going to leak, but there's a less chance, if you know what I mean. So that's that. Yeah, that's heading that direction. Just before we carry on, this is what we're using. Is it in big enough letters for you? Yeah,
That's a good name.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, so John Guest Speedfit, but this is what they call, I've never used it before because I haven't been plumbing for years, but this is lay flat pipe. So yeah, it's supposed to be good. So we're going to give it a go. Next to be fitted is, yeah, and I know it's over the top and all the rest of it, and a bit fancy, but we've got this from a company called MCS Boat Products, and there's loads out there. This is just who we've chose to get it from for price, really. And it's this gauge, which will fit next after this valve and sit just here. It's going to be fitted like horizontal. And what it does, it's just a gauge to tell us how much water there's in the tank, obviously. It sits like that, and then you just run a sender off, and this will be on the wall. We don't know where yet, but we haven't decided on that. But these talk to each other, so it'll give us an indication. Obviously not accurate, but anywhere between 0.5 and a full tank of water. So yeah, it goes close to the tank, and it's going to go into here. So same thing again, we're just going to get a bit of pipe. And roughly about there. I'm not these have got like a little insert in these, and these are different to Speedfit, because you see in there's like a little grab ring, and it's actually tapered that way, so once you push your pipe in and try to pull it out, these little teeth pull against the pipe and then stop you being able to pull the pipe out. But yeah, and then you have like a little plastic collar and an O-ring inside there that sits in there. But these have actually come with this, and it's that long since I did anything like this, it's new to me, but I'm assuming that goes in there, stays in there, and then your pipe fits through the centre of that. So pushing that home there. just hoping to show you what that does. Yeah, there you go. So you have the grab ring, another plastic collar or whatever, then another O-ring there, that sits to there, and it all closes up and fastens, pushes onto there inside. So there you go, pretty neat. And that's going to go into there.
Did you do yoga once upon a time? How can you bend your leg like that?
Plumber's legs. And same as all the other fittings really. That's going to go, I'll pull that back actually to show you. That will go into there, pushed home, olive, no. There you go. Then another piece of pipe is going to come out of that.
Okay.
And then that'll go to this, which is a pump guard, which is all it is. It looks, it's just a filter. You can take the cap off and there's like a mesh filter in there, so any water flowing through it, there's an arrow to show you which way it should go. Any water that flows in through there, and hopefully any rubbish or whatever is going to get contained in that and don't go through into the pump. It's just a bit of safety really. So onto those are these sort of fittings. We're going to just screw those. These are Speedfit again. These are tap connectors. Just put them on there, sort of hand tightish. Don't go mad with them. Yeah, and that's going to go there. You see how when you cut it with that cutter, it can go out of shape. So these just do actually hold it in shape really well. So that's going to go into there. I'm not sure whether that's actually 100% at the moment because I've took it apart to show you, but I'll rectify that in a minute. In fact, I'm pretty convinced it's not. I'll just chop this off here. Same again, push fit into there. These are actually haven't got anything to tighten up, so they're basically dead easy. You just push them, push, and that's it, you're home. Right, next after the pump guard is this, the pump, which is that. In fact, you'll probably see better on the box. Let me show you the box. There's various pumps you can get. There's this one 3.5 or whatever, but yeah, anyway, Sorry. That's going to sit just there. You get 2 lots of connections for these. Get ones that are, this is standard, but this end that's different on them. You've got one that you can like clamp a hose onto it with a Jubilee clip, or you can get the ones which are the ones we're using, which are threaded. So, but yeah, they just go into the pump in just here. Same again with the pump. It's got a, I don't know if you can see it in the light, but there's a little arrow there, direction arrow. So obviously the water will come in that way and flow towards the arrow. So that's the in, that's the out. And then they come with these little bungs already in there, so you just remove that. As you can see, there's a bit of water in there. It's obviously that's where they've tested it. So yeah, if you shake it, you actually get the water come out. Yeah, so actually had the pump tested. And then these, they just go into there, and see this little groove, like a groove, groove just there. This ring, this blue ring goes over that in a minute, so you push it into the hole there. Can't go any further because it's got that little collar around it, and then that's it. Wow. Locked into place. Same on the other side. Pop it in, clip, and that's it, ready to be plumbed in. And now, as I was going to say, it's going to sit just there. I'm going to use these. They do recommend you use flexible connectors on them, just for the vibration of the pump. So that's going to go round to there, onto the pump there. And that's going to sit like that. Pretty straightforward again, just need to just tighten those up a little bit. Don't go too mad with these, I don't think, because it's onto plastic, but yeah, I need to hold that. There we go. That's not me, that's the pipe. There you go. That does actually spin round, which is a bit scary, but yeah. Now on the outlet of the pump is the same fittings we've used on the other end of the pump guard. Speedfit again, just tightened on. Just hold that one up. Spanner. From there, once that's all fastened into place, that's going to travel along here, and then we're going to fit an accumulator. The accumulator we've gone for, I know it's all a bit technical and a bit whatever, might be a bit boring for you, but in case anybody wants to reference it, that's what we've used. And it's for drinkable water, potable water, so yeah, 8 litre. We've got a fitting that's going to go onto here. Same thing, that just fits inside that rubber O-ring there, just presses against that as you tighten it up. There you go. That sits on there. I'll screw that down in a minute. And then there's a T-piece that comes on it's going to come just there, so that it comes from the pump, piece of pipe across to there, tees off, goes into the accumulator, and then this is going to disappear and go under the accumulator, and then I'll show you the rest when we get to it.
Okay.
So really want to mount that on the floor about there, and these are, what you do with these is on the end of there, it's got a gas inside. I think it's nitrogen, might be laughing gas, I don't know, but yeah. And it's got just like a tyre, it's like a tyre. You put a tyre gauge on there, it'll tell you what the pressure is inside there. There's a big thick diaphragm that's in there, and that's filled with gas. The pressure of the water comes in there and presses against that diaphragm, soaks up a lot of the some of the pressure in the system, so that when you turn, it's an accumulator, so it accumulates sort of the pressure of the water, if you like, so that when you turn in a tap on just to wash your hands, or just for a few seconds or whatever, depends on how dirty you are, but when you turn the tap on to wash your hands, it stops the pump keep kicking in and out, so it'll accumulate some pressure in there. Then you run your tap and it'll force the water through to the tap, so the pump doesn't keep running all the time. It's a good idea. And all you do is you'll set this, the pump is set to a certain pressure, so many bar, or so many pounds, and you set this just I don't remember, it's just above or just below, but I'll have to check on that for you. But yeah, it's about, if it's like 28 for the pump, it's 31 for this, or 31 for that pump and 28 for this. It's 3 difference anyway, and you can just let any bits of gas out of there if you want to, or you put a tyre pump, like a car tyre gauge pump on it, and pump it up if you need to increase the pressure. Not really technical, it sounds, doesn't it? But I say.
It does for me, someone who don't know.
Yeah, but
I'd have no idea.
Basically, you put a tyre gauge on there. If you want to increase the pressure,
Yeah.
you pump your car tyres up, whichever
Yeah.
you use, whether you use it into a cigarette lighter type thing, or a hand pump or foot pump. You can attach it to that and increase the pressure in there if you need to.
Right.
Because sometimes the pump will keep running all the time, or running too much.
Yeah.
And that's because this isn't set right. But it might do that when we set it up, you never know. But if it does, that's good, because we'll be able to show you how to do that, you know. But yeah, that's the principle of that. So now I'm just gonna, now we know that wants to go just there, I'm just gonna mark this on the floor and put some screws in it. There you go. Right. So now
You done the final run?
we are. T-piece just there, so we need a bit of pipe to stretch between them two. Right, and that's going to go into there. So I have to cut that off times. along. Yeah, it's going to go there like that, it's fine like that. Final bit of pipe across there. Back in a minute, just going to get a cut bit of pipe. And this bit of pipe is going to go across underneath there to this valve. Across there underneath there to that valve there, and I'll just put that in and then I'll tell you why that's there. Okay, and that's going to sit there. Shut off there. We're going to put some pipe support, some clips under these just to hold these so they're not all dangling and wobbling about. But so now we can shut this valve off there. The water comes, I'll run through it, the water comes from the tank to this valve. Once that valve's open, passes water, sensor for the water gauge, carries on down there, through the pump guard, around on the flexible connection, out of this one to here, to the T-piece, off to the accumulator, and then also runs under the accumulator to this valve here, so that if ever we need to switch off that we can take all that section we've just put in out. If ever there's a problem with the accumulator or the sensor or the pump guard or the pump, we can just turn those off without having to drain the whole tank down. Yeah, so it's all valved off now.
Yeah.
The only thing I might change in a bit is I might put a flexible connection in just here on the opposite side of the pump, so that that's flexible going in and flexible coming out. I don't know whether I'll get away with that being rigid, I'm not sure at the moment, but
Right.
I think they do actually suggest that you do it with braided hoses either side.
Yeah.
So if needs be, we'll just swap that round. Right, got a bit of a rethink and decided that yeah, we do need flexible connections on either side of the pump, so it meant this accumulator was actually fitted up there, but to get that length of that short 300mm flexible hose onto here, I've had to move everything up this way, and then to do that I've decided to put the accumulator there, flexible hose on there, everything else is exactly the same, nothing's changed, apart from I put this valve, which was the other side of the accumulator, I put it just there, which is actually a better idea thinking about it. So now we can switch off that, and now if ever I need to work on this pump guard, the pump or the accumulator, it's all turned off, I can all take it all out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. And these, you'll see in a bit, we're going to fix these onto a block of wood, clip it into place, and there will be a clip fixed under this as well, just to support that pipe. But yeah, that's going to go under there and fasten to the floor, just there.
Good.
And hopefully that's got it.
So these can vibrate. These
Yeah,
can move.
the pump, there'll be another piece of wood that's going to go under here, just to I'm going to hold a clip onto there. But once that's all secure, then when the pump, any vibration from the pump is going to be took up with these flexible hoses, and the rubber feet on the pump, that's going to stay rigid there, so any vibration ain't putting any stress on these other joints, hopefully.
Oh, good. I'll get you another piece of wood to go under there, shall I?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, so as you can see, the only real stress on anything is this fit in here, but you can't sort of stop it on everything, so it'll have to just be okay there. But that's going to stop a lot of that, you know, all the way down there. All that's left to do now is I'm going to run a piece of 15mm from here to the edge of the boat, and then it's going to go down towards the stern, and then the first takeoff for the cold will be for the shower.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pleased with that, because say now these will stay on like that. Then if there is any snags, if there's any problems with it, with this lot, we can just turn that off, shuts the tank off, turn that one off, shuts it off from the rest of the boat, and then this can all be just taken out. Just get a bit of a towel underneath it to catch any water. But yeah, that's good.